LifeCare Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At LifeCare, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by January 12th. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account and be entered into our Grizzmas drawing. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
I think we have the college basketball title futures. UConn's #1.
I really like Houston. I'd have them winning it all, but you can't be giving Drake jerseys. What is wrong with you?
Maybe the Drake curse is stronger in college basketball.
How long has he been riding with Kentucky?
He wore an Alabama jersey and Saban retired.
The Odds Couple with Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker, John Roser, and CJ Hurt live Thursdays at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's more fun to be there live to see the Memphis Grizzlies hit the court all season long. From the electricity and FedEx Forum to the highlight reel plays, there's nothing quite like Grizzlies basketball. As the official marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ticketmaster gets you in with a huge selection of seats. So get off the couch and into the stands while you still can. Score tickets today at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Elevate your hotel experience in the heart of downtown Memphis at the Westin Memphis Beale Street. Our AAA 4-diamond hotel boasts spacious guest rooms and suites, refreshed meeting space, upscale dining, and more. Just steps away from the sights and sounds of Beale Street, FedEx Forum, and the Memphis Rock and Soul Museum. After a full day of work or play, retreat to your hotel room or suite featuring luxury bedding, a contemporary bathroom, a spacious workstation, complimentary coffee, and a flat-screen TV. During downtime, you can take advantage of perks such as our on-site fitness center, 24-hour business center, and upscale dining at Penny's Nitty Gritty. On your next visit to downtown Memphis, make the Westin Memphis Beale Street Hotel your home away from home.
10 feet ahead of you, catch me is something you'll never do. I turn around and I level you. No motivation is needed. Look, I put myself on the pedestal. This is incredible.
Take your fandom to the next level with the official Grizzlies app. Go all access and behind the scenes.
It's got to be heavy defense. That's where it starts for us.
Personalized to where you are and who you are. Get easy access to ticketing, the game day guide, and your own app customization right at your fingertips. Upgrade your experience and download the Grizzlies app today. We were without internet from 11 in the morning until what ended up being around 8 o'clock at night. I'd be the first to go in an apocalypse. I just would not even know what to do. Chris is over here like, who needs internet anyway? Let's just be one with the land. And I'm like, frantic. I'm like, I can't do anything.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Did I invent this? Low-key?
Did you?
I spent years calling my ex-producer Cowboy Carson, and now Beyonce. She decides she wants to dabble in country, in the genre. Now she's calling her album Cowboy Carter.
When she's doing her next concert, and she says, hey, my new album's about to come out, Cowboy Carter.
Inspired by the Gary Parrish Show.
Shout out GP in Memphis.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. That's why we're looking for team members to help us reshape the steel industry for a more sustainable tomorrow. Our edge starts with you. At www.bigriversteel.com, www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our Dash team. That's www.bigriversteel.com/join to join our Dash team.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Once in your life, won't you do what feels right? Instead of waiting for the next big compromise. Stop running your mouth, get out of the house, get yourself downtown and shake it all out tonight.
What up, 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 what it do, what it do? Chris Vernon Show here on Grind City Media. Chris out today. John Roser filling in, hosting all things Renaissance Man. That's right. Bennett Doyle's here. Kelsey Wright Johnson's here. The Final Four is set. NC State, UConn, Purdue, and Alabama. The women's Final Four is almost set. NC State also headed there on the women's side after they beat Texas. South Carolina continues to do what they do and beat the living crap out of everybody. They'll be there. LSU, Iowa, UConn, USC, they have their chances to go to the Final Four tonight. The Grizzlies got murdered by 30. Illinois had a 30-0 run put on them. Bennett and Kelsey will tell me about that Grizzlies game. The NFL draft coming up this month. Also, thoughts on NBA draft prospects in this tournament. It's 10 things from the weekend. Kelsey's here, like I said. Bennett's here, like I said. I'm here. You're here. We're all here. Let's cheer and turn it up, Bennett.
Once in your life, won't you do what feels right? Instead of waiting for the next big thing to strike. Stop running your mouth, get out of the house, get yourself downtown and shake it out.
Deuces! All right. What's up, everybody? Chris Vernon Show. Like I said, Chris will be back tomorrow. We got a big week planned, actually, on this show. We're planning some very, very special guests.
Oh.
Yeah, we're efforting two of them. Yeah, that's, well, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure anyone else.
I think Chris talked about it. Yeah, it's Marc Gasol week. It's Marc Gasol week in Memphis, so we're going to try to get Marc Gasol in here. Also efforting a former Memphis Tiger. I'm going to try to get on later this week. We'll see if, I don't know if it's going to be possible.
Jalen Duren.
Oh, my gosh.
For real?
I'm going to try.
I'm brilliant.
I'm trying to get him.
It's Pistons week.
But the problem is it's a game day. So, like, most guys don't do interviews on game days. They don't like to do interviews on game days. But I'm going to try to get him. We'll
when you're
see.
last in the NBA.
We've got an in with the Pistons. And by in,
Corey.
Their PR guy is our former PR guy who we happen to be very good friends with. So, yeah, we're gonna try to do that. 10 Things is coming up here shortly. Big Bet Bennett Doyle, welcome to the show. I'm glad you could be here.
What's up?
I'm glad you could be here because on Friday I had to do the last half of the show. And I did it from that booth, and it is very, very weird being in that booth by yourself with nobody else in the studio to talk to.
Why didn't you tell me to
and
pull
having
up?
to do a show.
Oh, I wasn't here.
You were in Nashville with our friend Claudia.
I was.
Yes.
That's
How's she doing?
You also didn't ask, though.
I didn't
could've
ask.
won that.
How's she doing?
She's lovely.
Lovely. That's awesome. Good to hear. She's enjoying Nashville. Kelsey Wright Johnson is here. Yeah. She is Brampton's finest, the Nordstrom Rack Trap Queen, the Target Trap Queen.
No, we deleted Target.
Oh. Puerto Rico's favorite reporter, the ketchup chip connoisseur. I'll let you have yours. Glossy Yeti.
I don't have one.
You don't have a Yeti?
I don't have one.
Glossy Yeti today.
Sunglasses, Yeti.
Oh, with enthusiasm.
Glossy
You're
Yeti.
better at that than I am.
Guys,
Roser.
it's Monday. You're supposed to
It's-
get everyone hyped,
I
not
know.
take them down, Bennett.
We're supposed to be. He is risen.
Oh.
Yesterday was Easter.
Period.
You're supposed to say not. Or you're supposed to say he is risen indeed. That's what you're supposed to say.
Slay
Bennett,
King.
Bennett, let's do 10 things.
Wait, let's do AKAs for Bennett.
AKA January 6th, the 10
You're going to say that. Son of a... All right, let's do 10 things.
Let's do 10 things. Oh my gosh, that's not our 10 things music. What happened to our 10 things music?
It is now, buddy.
Oh, Tennessee fired their coach?
What? Women's basketball?
I don't know.
They did not fire Rick Barnes.
No. No way.
What did you just... Where are you seeing Tennessee?
No, she's doing April Fools.
No, I'm not. I don't do April Fools.
She's doing an April Fools.
Yeah, I don't do April Fools either. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, Tennessee did not fire anybody.
The women's basketball coach.
The women's basketball coach. Well, that makes sense. That I understand that.
Kelly Harper after
Tennessee
5
should be
seasons.
better. They should go get, who's the coach of South Carolina, Dawn Staley?
They're just going to take her.
Yeah, just go get her.
Oh, okay.
Tennessee's got more money.
We talked about this before, and it's not. Remember, we had this whole discussion
Yeah,
when
I
Devin
know.
was here, but we're not going to go into it again.
I know.
She's built an entire program there. You're not just going to go to Tennessee.
Well, I mean, John Calipari built an entire program at Memphis, and he went to Kentucky.
Those aren't the same.
They're not the same. Well,
No.
They're not. It's
You're
not the
comparing
same thing.
Memphis to South Carolina. No, you're not. You are such a homer, and it's
No,
crazy.
it is different now because they are. All that matters is that you are a Power 5 school. That is all that matters.
Yeah, don't be crazy.
I don't know. The Tennessee women's basketball job is
Okay.
pretty. The Tennessee women's basketball job is on the level of a Kentucky men's basketball job. It absolutely is.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Real quick before we get into this, the reason that I was kind of stumped there, I forgot, what's the Yeti thing?
She got called a Yeti as a kid because she was hairy.
I was bullied in middle school because I went through puberty early, so I had hairy legs. And Adrian Brown called me a Yeti, and now they...
She remembers first and last name.
Yeah, well, then he liked me in high school, and I got to punch him in the face.
Oh,
What now, Adrian?
Did he ask you to prom? Do y'all do prom in Canada?
We do, but I was homeschooled for the last...
You were homeschooled?
High school.
That explains a lot.
The international woman of mystery over here.
International woman of mystery. All right, number one.
Yep.
By the way, the music's different because music licensing sucks. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
10 things, 10 things.
Can we even do
pour
that?
one out. We're gonna,
pour
we
it
can
out.
sing it. Yeah, pour it out for 10 things. All right, number one. The South region of the NCAA men's tournament. So we'll start with Friday night because we didn't get to talk about these games. Friday night was a bloodbath for my bank account. I had Houston. I had Marquette. Marquette, I was just wrong. They got their ass kicked by NC State. The entire game, NC State was just better than them. It was ridiculous. I can't believe Marquette just no-showed like that. And NC State appears to be getting hot at the right time. Houston, dude, when they lost Shed, it was done. You watch that Houston Duke game, and Houston came out and punched them in the mouth. I'll give credit to Duke, though. Did you watch this game? You were in Nashville. You were in Nashville hanging with the celebs.
Yeah.
Ben, did you watch the Houston Duke game?
Of course I watched the
You
Houston
watched Houston Duke game. I do have to give Duke credit. Houston came out and punched them in the mouth like right away.
Yep.
It was like, what, like 10-2? Like they came out and they were just bullying them. And it's like, yep, this is exactly what we thought was going to happen. Houston's physicality, they're just going to beat the crap out of them because Duke is finesse. They're a finesse team. They're soft.
Are you only saying that because he paints his nails?
No, like they are. They're not known.
No, but you have shown prejudice to boys who paint their nails. and
Well,
wear
yeah,
dresses
no, I
before.
thought Houston would win by 100. And I still will say Houston would have won by 100 had Jamal Shedd not gotten hurt. But John Shire called that timeout, and Duke came out the rest of the way, and Duke played physical. They did. Like, they played tough. They played physical. The score was 54-51, so it's played the way Houston wants to play the game. You lose your All-American point guard, and you're screwed. And you got no chance at that point. You lose Shed and you're done.
Yep.
I will still say I was on the right side betting Houston minus the 4. You're totally screwed. Jamal Shed plays 13 minutes. You are totally screwed when he goes out. No chance.
And that team didn't have. We've been saying all season about that. They're one injury away from being in big trouble, and it happened at the worst time.
And it happened to their best player. It happened to their absolute best player. I hope Kelvin Sampson gets a national title one day. I'd love for Kelvin. I love how tough his teams are. Like, They subscribe to the philosophy. It's like the old the old grit and grind Grizzlies, and we'll get to that later too, where like Tony Allen has said many times on this show. Steph Curry, you told him, he's like, man, you foul a lot. And Tony's like, they're not calling them all. They're not going to call everything. They can't call all the fouls. And Houston, I feel like Houston and Kelvin Sampson, they subscribe to that theory. We are just going to beat the crap out of you, and they're not going to call every foul. They just won't do it. And they don't do it, and so Houston gets away with a lot more than they probably should. But I love the way his team plays basketball. I hope he gets a national championship one day. That sucks. So Jamal Shead, All-American point guard. You can't, especially guards matter so much. A lot of times, guards matter so much in the tournament. You lose your All-American point guard and you're totally screwed. So fast forward to yesterday, Duke NC State. You see it?
Nope.
Did you see it? You heard about it? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
Bennett, you've seen this? You've heard about this?
I did.
I thought Duke was dead. They were exhausted. I think Houston beat them up. And that game was a different level of physicality on Friday night than they had played all year. And I think by Sunday, and especially the second half, they were dead. They were done. They looked so tired. They couldn't make a three. At one point, by this point, the game's out of reach. They were like 0 for 7 from three. They shoot like 38% from three as a team on the season. And in the second half, it's like they're like 2 for 16 in the game. Like they're tired legs. NC State has beaten them now twice in the last month, and NC State's in the Final Four. That's awesome for Kevin Keats because he was on the verge. It was thought he might be on the hot seat and get fired, and then you win 5 straight and go and win the ACC tournament. Now you've won how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row now. You've won 9 games in a row, and you're in the Final Four. And this guy's just collecting checks because it was something like you win the ACC tournament, you get a bonus. That makes the NCAA tournament, you get a bonus. You make the Sweet 16, you get like another $100,000. You make the Elite 8, you get like another $150,000. You make the Final Four, it's like an extra $200,000 or something.
I'd like that.
This dude is just collecting checks. Shout out to him. And Burns.
We have to change the music. The chat can't get over it.
Well, they can't get, well.
They think it sounds like the
They don't like this song?
the P-Hub music.
What does that even mean?
Like, that rhymes with corn.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying. Like,
The drums. The chat.
who watches those videos with music?
They're not listening to anything you guys are saying.
Who
They're
watches the
just
video? Put on the game show music,
They're just
Bennett. You
talking
can
about
switch
the
it up.
music sounding like a
I
porn
picked this
website.
music for a reason.
But it's like, no, I want this.
I like it.
Bennett's feeling the vibe
course
on
you do.
Monday.
Yeah.
Bennett's feeling a vibe on Monday.
I'm happy I don't have headphones on.
Yeah, Bennett's feeling. So I just thought Duke got tired yesterday. At NC State played better down the stretch, specifically the second half, and that team appears to be on a mission. I think their mission has come to an end.
If you're North Carolina, are you just happy that Duke didn't make the Final Four, or are you more annoyed that NC State made the Final Four when you were the 1 seed this year?
No, I think you're just happy Duke didn't make it because ultimately. Because, yes, NC State beat Duke, so NC State can be like, hey, we beat Duke and knocked them out of the tournament. You guys lost us a 1 seed. And ultimately, North Carolina has the trump card because Coach K's last game ever was a loss to North Carolina in the Final Four.
There you go.
That's the ultimate trump card for North Carolina basketball fans. They have that one. But no, Duke just ran out of gas yesterday. Number 2, the Midwest region. So Purdue, Gonzaga. Purdue. Gonzaga kept it close for a half, and then Purdue just, Edie's tough to deal with, man. Creighton, Tennessee.
Didn't Zach Edey have 10,000 points?
40.
40 points is crazy.
Who?
Zach Edey.
Yeah, yesterday. We'll get to that game.
You just said Purdue.
I said they played Gonzaga Friday night. We're going with that first. So
there's an order to these things.
We have to maintain order.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise,
you guys are playing Pornhub music behind your podcast today.
Otherwise, anarchy prevails. Which, look at how Bennett's dressed. He may prefer that.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
You look at January 6th. Anarchy,
of course, right.
Anarchy. Creighton, Tennessee.
I don't get it.
I was watching Houston and Duke. So what happened in Creighton, Tennessee? Do you know, Bennett? All I know is Tennessee basically took over late in the game.
Yeah, that was it. I think, too, with Creighton, just they were always going to struggle with a team that kind of brought the physicality like Tennessee did in that game.
Tennessee's tough. They're
tough. They play hard defense. Like I just think that Creighton, if they were going to run up against a team like that, it was always going to be a problem. And that's what happened in that game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now the Lawson is transferring again. Jonathan Lawson.
I know folks are saying come home.
Sure, why not? We need players.
We got a roster spot.
Guess what? This time last year we were eliminated. We needed players because the whole team was gone. This year we need players again because the whole team's gone.
I like J-Law, man. I don't think that clearly the hype, he hasn't lived up to the hype coming out of high school, but I mean he had his moments as a Tiger. I think he could still be a decent college basketball player.
So far, Diedrich's the only one who's lived up to it.
Isn't that wild?
Diedrich's the only one.
Because it was always, I think I heard Vernon saying this on the show last week, it was always the next one was supposed to be the best.
Jonathan was supposed to be the best of them.
Yeah.
Because he's he's the youngest little brother playing against the three older brothers. They're going to beat him up. They're going to be physical with him, and he's going to be the toughest and best out of all of them. Diedrich was an awesome college basketball player. He was awesome at Memphis. He was great at Kansas. And Devin told me he's playing overseas somewhere and just won MVP of that league. So then you go to Tennessee, Purdue yesterday. So Connect had an awesome game. And I think the reason Connect was so awesome is this is going to be Purdue's downfall eventually if they have to play like UConn. I think they'll get by NC State, but like they play UConn. They don't have athletes on the perimeter. They don't. And Connect, we have seen recently with Connect, for the SEC tournament, early in this NCAA tournament, when you throw athletes at him, that's when he struggles to get separation and get his shot up. Purdue does not have athletes on the perimeter.
South Korean league? He's not even in Europe.
He's not even in Europe. He's in Asia. I said he's overseas.
I know, but like.
I said he's overseas.
He's not even in the Euro League.
So what? Still won MVP.
South Korean.
How many MVPs you got overseas?
None overseas.
Exactly.
Period.
But like some of those.
Exactly.
I'd have to look it up, but there's some that are like 6, 7, and
Mic drop.
Smaller leagues. Like sometimes they're not that impressive.
Well, he's like 6'7" too.
So it could be a 6, 7 and under league.
Yeah. Well, good for him though. If he's making that bread, that green, that money. The monies. Connect was awesome yesterday. Zach Edey was amazing. Tennessee fans are pissed that Zach Edey doesn't get called for fouls. Tennessee, look, you just got to blame yourself here. Like, I swear, how many times Tennessee has gone 3.5 minutes without scoring. Tennessee has not scored in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Tennessee has not scored in 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Tennessee has not scored in the last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. I'm like, oh my God, if you add up their scoreless stretches, it might be half of the basketball game. And somehow they were still in this game.
Dude, I was saying to GP earlier too, like for most of the season, Purdue's had less fouls than their opponent, and pretty much
they don't foul.
They don't foul. And like you can't convince me that there's some grand conspiracy to get Purdue to the Final Four, right? Like that's just how they play, right?
And Tennessee does foul. Tennessee plays a really physical brand of basketball. I don't think officials are what cost Tennessee that game. Like, I think Tennessee, like, outside of Connect, nobody could put the ball in the basket for them. Tennessee is very tough, though. Man, they are physical. They play defense like hell. Their offense turns to complete crap several times. Like, it just turns to crap a lot. But, Vols, you'll get there one day. GBO, baby. GBO. Maybe Pity will schedule the Vols to come in here so these fans can see what a real winner looks like.
GBO.
Well, that'd be nice, but they won't play us.
Why would they? Penny was so rude to Rick Barnes.
No, give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break. Quit being scared. Bring the rivalry
back. I don't care
back.
about this. I hope that game does get played eventually. I hope it does. Tennessee,
Stop
Memphis
it, Kelsey.
is great.
No.
Tennessee, Memphis is great, but GBO. Look, Elite Eight run. Look, Rick Barnes has made multiple Sweet 16s and an Elite Eight now at Tennessee. Rick Barnes struggles. He's only made one Final Four in his career, and he had TJ Ford as his point guard. So, like, you'll get there. Just keep doing what you're doing. He's had way more success there than I thought he would. At the end of the Texas tenure, I thought, man, it's probably just games just kind of passed Rick Barnes by a little bit, but he's reinvented himself and done a great job at Tennessee. So you'll probably get there eventually. Things will break your way. And nobody thought, look, nobody thought Virginia was going to do it with Tony Bennett because of their style of play, because they always do a 16 seed. And eventually they break through.
You know what?
And then they won the national title. And everybody thought the same thing about Matt Painter and Purdue, and now they're here in the Final Four.
That's right. You know what really hurt Tennessee in the end, which nobody thought was going to, was not getting eliminated early in that SEC tournament and not getting a 1 seed. Because I'm convinced if they get a 1 seed, they're in the Final Four.
They would have played Clemson. They would have been the 1 seed out west, probably.
Yeah, dude. If they were able to, if they could have made a little bit of run in the SEC tournament and gotten that 1 seed, I think they're in.
I don't know. In some ways, though, does it refocus them? Did it refocus them? That is possible.
I don't know. I think it's more of, hey, we know we got a good team, and what we know now is that teams don't care as much about these conference tournaments, especially the good teams, because they just want to be ready for the big one. And I think it ended up hurting Tennessee. That's what I think. I think they just didn't take that Mississippi State game seriously.
Memphis' rival is now, if it's not
in basketball.
Yeah, if you're like, it's obviously not a rival anymore, right? Because they won't play each other.
Well, we've played Ole Miss the last 2 years, but I don't get the sense that's
a rivalry.
That one was kind of heated down in Oxford this last time. I mean, I think it's got potential to be one. It's not really, but I think it's got potential. As far as the AAC,
UAB maybe. You could if Andy Kennedy stays there.
You could if they stay good.
Which
yes.
sucks. We rid ourselves of them. Now we're back.
I like the UAB rivalry.
No, I always like the UAB games, but I'm just saying it was like the thing back then when Mike Anderson was there.
Yeah,
and now it's like we had moved on to bigger and better, and now it's like you come full circle like a decade later. It's like, oh crap, we're right back with you guys again.
Yeah, I mean, it's not FAU. They're gonna go back to
being crappy.
Irrelevancy. Yeah, if you're a Tigers fan, you're hoping that it's USF or Tulane or UAB, I guess. But, I mean, they have to stay elevated.
Get your season tickets now.
I'm trying my best over here, dude. Come on, man.
You got to pray the non-conference schedule is awesome again. The non-conference home schedule, you had Virginia, you had Clemson, you had Vanderbilt. Like, you had some teams. Like, but my God, the conference schedule does not... You can't promote anything on it.
Hey, he just named all
I just listed the who's who.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I'm limp.
Get up. Let me crank the Pornhub music a little bit.
Yeah.
You like that?
Ew, I don't like your face right now.
Yeah. 10 things in your
Should
brain.
I leave?
Let's go.
You guys want this room to yourself?
Put the shades on, KJ.
What?
Put the shades
in your
on.
brain. 10 things to your brain.
I like this. I think y'all need to keep this track.
10 things to your brain. 10 things to your brain. 10 things in your brain.
All right.
10 things
That's
in
enough.
your brain. Number 3, the East region.
Thank God. Let's go.
Let's go to the
region by
East.
region.
Okay, so actually number 3 is going to be the West region. We're going to do the West region first. We're going to do the West. Clemson, Alabama. I thought Clemson played great. I thought Alabama played great. I think Alabama was just a little better. I really believe that's just all that game was. I thought both teams played very well, and Alabama was just a little bit better. I have to look at you because she didn't watch any of this stuff. So I have to look at you.
Once my team was out, I was also
My
out.
gosh.
I
Kelsey,
don't
we're not
care
even talking
anymore.
about the NFL yet.
The NFL?
Yeah, it's going to be on here. NFL draft's a month away.
Oh, I'm into the NFL right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Caleb Williams?
Go Sports. He's
So-
going to be awesome.
So
I know he
Alabama made the college football playoff this year and it just made the Final Four in college basketball. Or they might be the first team that ever did that.
Well, because all those years Clemson wasn't. Georgia hasn't. Ohio
let's look
State.
up the last couple Final Fours.
Ohio State.
Final Fours.
Michigan might have, because Michigan made a Final Four in the last 8, 6, 7 years. They might have.
Hang on. I need the history.
Michigan State. They made one playoff, I know.
I don't know. I can't. This computer sucks. I don't know. Do you have it over there? Or just crank the music back up?
No. Okay. So you don't have it. You don't have it.
I can't find it.
What do you want me to find?
He's looking. He's trying to see if a team has made the Final Four and the college football playoff in the same year.
I don't know. I don't want to find it.
Yeah, I wasn't researching
Just
it.
say no.
So yeah, I just thought Alabama was a little bit better team. That's all that was. Congratulations to the Crimson Tide. They're going to the Final Four. Nate Oates, kudos to you.
When did the Final Four, or when did the?
And kudos to Jalen Brunson. I don't
when the
know
playoffs
when the
start.
college
When did the
football
playoffs
playoff
start?
started. I have no idea. A decade ago. Like,
Is everyone saucy today? Do we need to take a quick break and come
No.
back and do a little hand holding?
No, we don't. It started in 2014.
Okay, it started in 2014. Okay.
Ohio State might have.
No, they have not been in a Final Four.
Michigan?
Michigan was in the 2013, so no, they missed it. Because you said the playoff started in 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, Michigan was their last Final Four was in 2013.
Oklahoma hasn't. Washington hasn't.
Yeah, Oklahoma was in the 2016 Final Four.
They were not. Wait, what year?
2016.
No, Oklahoma made it 2015 and 2017.
Okay, wait a second. Michigan was in 2018.
They were not in that year. It was Alabama,
this-
Clemson,
is
Notre
this
Dame,
that
and Oklahoma.
What about 2019 Auburn?
Nope.
Michigan State 2019?
Nope.
I think it is, dude.
This is the first time we've had a team make the college football playoff and the Final Four
Tweet it.
in the same year. Also,
Tweet it. You'll go viral.
I'm sure somebody else has already done it.
Wait, somebody said Oregon. Hang on. Oregon was in the 2017 Final Four.
They were not in the college football playoff.
What about 2015 or 2014 Wisconsin? They've never been to the playoff, have
No,
they?
Wisconsin's never been in the playoff.
Florida 2014, I doubt it.
Nope. Florida State made the college football playoff that year.
No, we don't have them. Yeah, dude, I think Alabama is the first.
Alabama's the first, yeah.
Oh, I lost my. Y'all still want the P-Hub music?
You can go with the
Yeah, or y'all want to change it?
It don't matter. Do what you want to do, man. You're the man running the board back there. You can switch it up.
I don't like that.
You don't like the game show
I
music?
don't
Hey,
like
everybody.
that at all.
We're going to
Can I
continue
hear
to
that?
take
Do you
plays.
change the music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like this better? Is this better?
Kelsey's dancing. All right.
Yeah.
Number 4, the East region. So while Kelsey and Bennett, or Kelsey was, watching the Grizzlies get their ass kicked by the Orlando Magic, we'll go into that one. I was watching UConn and Illinois, and I am so glad I did not bet Illinois. I know Alan Boston came on here on Friday. His number was 6.5. The spread was 8.5. So he thought value there with Illinois. And you did look fine for a while. The game was tied at 23, and you did look good. But I had the philosophy of it's the same thing I use when it became like Alabama football, when it's like Alabama is a 35-point favorite over this team this weekend, and it's like, man, 35 is a lot of points. But if you bet against Alabama, you're going to be really pissed off at yourself when you look up and they're up 56-3. And that is why I could not pull the trigger on Illinois plus the points, is because the way UConn is playing, my 4 eyes have seen it. My 4 eyes have seen UConn play, and I thought, if I bet against UConn and they just beat the piss out of Illinois, I'm going to be really pissed off at myself because I should have seen it coming. But if I bet UConn and they don't cover, well, it's okay because they've killed everybody, so, oh, well, they just didn't cover it. I'm not going to feel dumb. So I didn't bet it. And lo and behold, I'm texting Chris and Devin, and I said, UConn's up 16. Now UConn's on a 25-0 run. Now it's a 28-0 run. It's a 30-0 run. My God, the game was tied at 23, and now it's 53-23. That UConn team.
It actually sounds a lot like the Grizzlies-Orlando game.
That UConn team is. We'll get to that. Remind me to tell you, I heard Hasseltine calling the game. Had a little funny line at the beginning of it.
Oh, by the way, we were wrong. 2016, Oklahoma did it.
Oklahoma did it in 2016?
Yep. They made the playoff. They didn't make the national championship, but they made the playoff and they made the Final Four.
2015-16.
Yep.
They did. When you said 2016, I'm looking at 16-17 because that's definitely the 20. Okay, so when Oklahoma made the college football playoff in 16, that's the 2015 season.
Okay.
I'm looking at the 2016 season, which was Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Washington.
I was just looking at Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too. But UConn, they just look like. I mean, good luck, Alabama. I don't see who's beating them. Purdue's going to be the most interesting matchup because you can get Klingon against Edey. But, like, UConn has better athletes than Purdue. I don't see who's beating them. Alabama shot 44% from three. What did I say? Alabama, if they hit their threes, they can beat you. They shot 44% from three against Clemson and won by 7. Like, they're going to need to shoot, like, 60% from three to be able to beat UConn. I don't know what the spread is on that game, but I would probably take UConn. If it's less than double digits, I'd be stunned if it's less than double digits. There's no way this game is less than double digits.
This music is so bad.
Okay, I want to go back.
Let's
so
see.
Bad.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's 11 and a half.
I can't do it.
It's 11 and a half, and I would
We're
still
going back
take.
to the porn music. Sorry.
I would still take UConn minus 11 and a half, and Purdue is favored by 9 over NC State. I don't know with Purdue and NC State. I mean, I think Purdue's going to win, but I don't know about the spread. I would bet UConn minus 11 and a half. You're not going to bet against UConn, so I would do that. Number 5, Kelsey.
What?
Grizzlies in Orlando. Tell me all about it.
Okay, so do you want to tell me what Hasseltine said first?
Oh, yeah. So Hasseltine, I'm listening to the game, and there's probably, I'm like 10 minutes worth of driving. Mm-hmm. And it's like I'd never really hear him say who's scoring the ball. I'd never hear him. And then he finally says, he's like, and it's 4-2 Magic. Contrary to what these teams seem to think, you can put the ball in the basket. In fact, in basketball, it is encouraged. And Jalen Suggs does just that. Magic score and lead it 6-4 or 6-2 or whatever it was. But yeah.
So I watch the games because I have to do Kelsey's Keys. So at halftime, I still have to film videos, even though, we're not doing great. One of the comments under Kelsey's Keys, I should go look at it actually. It was
my God.
It was like, poor Kelsey, hang in there, kiddo. I liked it. I was like, you're right. This is really tough because sometimes it is really hard to just find 3 things that if the Grizzlies do, they can win. Because I don't know if you saw, but the first quarter, I'm literally crying thinking about it. The first quarter was 33-13.
Oh, it's tough.
We were down by 20 points in the first quarter. We scored 13 points.
Illinois and the Grizzlies are Spider-Man meme.
Dude, that game was painful.
I'm not really one for single game plus minus. I've never been someone who reads into that. However, may I? Jaren Jackson Jr. minus 34.
That's tough.
G.G. Jackson minus 26. Luke Kennard minus 23. Jake LaRavia minus 22. Scottie Pippen Jr. minus 12. Lamar Stevens minus 14. It was Pereira minus 12. It was bad.
They didn't show up to play.
They scored 88 points.
Yeah, if you get beat like that, you're not trying.
No.
You're not trying.
I think in the first quarter when you score 13 points, obviously everyone knows how basketball works, but you have to have a good second quarter, especially because Orlando, the first half scoring team over the season, they're one of the bottom. They're bottom 5 in first half scoring. They're always clawing their way back. You score 13 points, you have to have a big second quarter. They didn't win another quarter until the fourth, and it was obviously too late.
You're right.
It was painful.
And by then so the Grizzlies won the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, by then the game's over in Orlando.
They won the fourth quarter by
Orlando
4.
doesn't care. Okay, let's focus with the Magic then. Because look, all right.
Wait, don't you want to know what my keys were?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to hear the keys. Glossy Yeti.
Okay, the keys to the game were, hold on.
Yeti
This is a halftime keys?
Halftime keys.
Okay. You should seriously, are they sponsored?
Yeah, by Bally's.
Oh, okay. If they weren't, I was going to say you should get Yeti to sponsor them.
Yeah, I should get something by Yeti. I should just start something and have Yeti.
They absolutely should, as much as
Yeah.
How you don't just have a Yeti cooler sitting up here or something?
I agree with that. Okay, so defend the 3.
And how I don't just get free C4 is amazing too.
Well, you don't get free C4 because you shouldn't, because your heart will stop.
It's going to stop at some
I
point.
don't know, man. I've seen him put away them things back to back.
Well, that's my point. If he had it free, he would just be constantly drinking that. His heart would no longer work. I'm glad he has to pay for it, so it's like a slight, like, do I want another one?
Trust me, it doesn't matter. I've had that talk with myself, and I'd still just go buy them. Go ahead, your keys.
Defend the three. Like, they're the most generic things in the world. Because the friggin' Orlando Magic only score about 30% of their points from the three-point line, and they were bombing threes, making every single one of them in the first half. Pissed me off. 2, take care of the ball. We had a billion turnovers. Great.
Did you say at the end of these keys, were you saying, pissed me off?
Pissed me off.
You should.
And then get to the line. Like, literally, what I don't know what to say at this point. So
it's get to the line. It's because you're down by a ton, and you get to the line, and you score
when
with
the clock is
stop.
stopped. Yeah. They had gotten to the line like 3 times the amount that we had. I forget what the actual stats were. But, like, I'm just saying this because if anyone in the chat or if you guys have any keys that I can use for the next whatever we have, 10 games, it would be really nice because I am running out of things to say when we're scoring 13 points in a gosh darn
I
quarter.
cannot wait for your halftime keys for tonight's game against the Detroit Pistons.
Like, play together.
We get the Pistons twice in a week. These are chances for wins.
No, we don't. They don't want to win. We don't want to win. Like, these are going to be such ugly
They are
games.
favored by 1.5 tonight, which is interesting.
Oh, my God.
13-win team.
Shout out Jalen Durham.
Probably because Dez is not playing tonight. Neither is Vince. So it's Gigi and Jaren. I already did my game day update for tonight. They are really bad on defense. They're a bottom 5 scoring team. So are we.
Shocking.
We're 30. They're 26. The only difference is our defensive rating is 11 and theirs is 20 something.
Yeah.
And both their best defenders are out tonight.
Do best defender and Pistons even really like?
Well, someone has to be better than the worst, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, like best defender in the Pistons. That's like I don't know. Like,
I'll say if you watched the Magic game and you were looking for some positive, because I'm always a girl who looks on the positive side.
That's like calling like
the positive of the Orlando
it's
Magic
like
game.
saying Adam Thielen's the best offensive player for the Panthers. It's
was
like, well, I mean,
Jordan
somebody
Goodwin.
somebody has to.
He had 16 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. He played great. 4 for 6 from 3.
Okay. So I want to ask you about the Orlando
there
Magic
you go.
and your thoughts on the Magic.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
Well, they're going to make the playoffs.
They're top 6, right?
Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
the 4 seed, they're the 5 seed now. So they were like up to 4. That between 3 and 7. The Cavs have 3, 4, 5 are all a game and a half apart. 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 3 games.
Okay.
Um,
The thing that impressed me about them is how evenly they distribute the ball. Like, they truly play like as a team. They don't have like a one guy who's like super, super good. Like, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys who scored double digits and then another guy with 9. The game against us, excuse me, was a little wonky because they shot 50% from the 3. They made 22 3-pointers, but that's not indicative of how they play. So like against us, you'd look at that team and be like, wow, they're scoring a shitload from the 3. That's not them.
It's not them.
Against us, it was, which was just lovely to watch.
I mean, anybody, but like.
But yeah, I mean, they had 28 assists on 38 made field goals. They play very much team basketball, and it's fun to watch.
Okay,
Not against us.
Paolo's awesome. Like, he's legit. He's really good, and he's gonna just keep getting better.
He's gonna be so good.
I'd love Orlando as a sneaky. I'd like to see Orlando like get the 6 and play the Cavs in the first round. Right now they would.
Ooh, that'd be a guy like that.
Right now they would play the Knicks. I know they have beaten the Knicks like 3 out of 4 this year.
I think the Knicks would win.
You don't want to play the Knicks in the playoffs.
No.
You don't want, because they're going to get Anunoby back.
Yeah, and you love Brunson.
My hot take with this has been, I don't care if they don't get Randall back. I think the Knicks are going to the finals. As long as they get Anunoby
That's
back,
a bad take.
as long as they get Anunoby back, I think the Knicks are going to go to the finals. You don't want to play them. They're going to beat the crap out of you. They have the wings.
You have them over the Bucks?
So Milwaukee's the interesting one. I think the Knicks are tough for Boston because they got the wings.
I didn't bring Boston up.
Man,
I know.
a Knicks Celtics Eastern Conference Finals would do
well, right now they would
numbers.
meet in the second round. They have.
they would?
They've got the players on the perimeter to be able to deal with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Now the other side of that is Drew Holiday. You just throw him on Brunson, and Drew Holiday is freaking amazing. I love this Knicks team. I do. I love that team. They are. God, they're tough as hell.
It's DiVincenzo for me because I went to that Knicks game last weekend.
Yeah.
He was so friggin' good.
Josh Hart rebounds like he's Dennis Rodman.
Josh Hart plays hard.
He does.
He just plays. He plays like Jitty. Like he's just like diving everywhere.
Look at every Knicks box score, and it's like, how many rebounds a game does Josh Hart average? Because every time I look at a Knicks box score, it's like Josh Hart 13 rebounds. I'm like, how does he get all these? So his last 2 games. March 31st against the Thunder, he had 15 rebounds. March 29th at the Spurs, he had 12 rebounds. March 27th at the Raptors, he had 6 rebounds and 10 assists.
I'll take him if he wants to come to Memphis.
Yeah, I'm a Josh Hart fan. He averages 9 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. He's top 25 in the NBA in rebounding, and he's 6'4", 215. And he's one of the top 25 rebounders.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's 6'4". Yeah. But that Orlando team, I don't want to see them play the Knicks. I'd rather, because I want to see them play a team that
they'll lose to the Knicks.
I don't think they could beat. I think the Knicks, the Garden, that might be a little too much for them.
They won't.
But it's a big opportunity if they do play them for like Paolo to play on that spotlight, to play in that spotlight. And then Suggs has been. It's awesome to see Suggs. Suggs has struggled his first couple of years, and he's really like coming to his own here this season.
Wendell Carter Jr. whooped our butt both times they played
love
us.
Wendell Carter Jr. Love Wendell Carter Jr. I wish they would trade him to us, but I don't think they will trade him.
Just ask.
He's got a great contract. Jonathan Isaac has become a really good defensive player when he plays, and he's playing more now this season. So, there was like a 3-year stretch where he played like 1 game. So he's actually playing a little bit more.
And then you have the luxury of having Cole Anthony come off the bench.
Yeah,
they're
bucket
just
getter.
good.
Yeah, they are, and
everyone is just good.
And they play for that coach. They've had this like group of young talent for a long time, and that Mosley guy, they play for him.
But that's also the thing with young talent.
It is.
If you guys are able to grow together, if you have a couple years to actually grow together, you're going to be good.
Yeah.
It's not like anything changed. Yes, they're playing for their coach, whatever, but it's not like they were worse before. They were young.
Yeah, I think you also you have to, but you got to be willing to listen to the guy. But
that's the thing about being young. I'm sure they were listening before. They were just young.
Maybe.
Gigi now is not going to be Gigi in 2 years.
No, I agree with that.
He's going to just be better because he's getting older.
As long as he does what he's supposed to do,
he's going to be better no matter what.
Yeah, I think he will too. Of course, I think he will too.
Plus, you get chemistry with your guys.
We'll just consider this the entire NBA that we're doing and not just the Grizzlies Magic. The other interesting thing in the East is Joel Embiid is probably coming back tomorrow night.
Yep. Perfect. Right in time for us to play them.
Yeah. No, that's awesome if Joel Embiid's here on the night Marc Gasol gets his jersey retired. That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't want to play the Sixers without Joel Embiid.
I just want to get a win.
Embiid, well, even if they don't have Embiid, you still may not win that game. So
right, and you can win the night before.
Yeah, and I love Maxey, but
a bunch of wins.
Yeah, you get the Pistons the night before, but
we don't win 2 in a row these days.
They're favored to win tonight.
Look, if the Sixers they're in the 8th spot right now. That would put them in a play-in matchup with the Heat for the 7 seed.
Ooh!
So either way, they get the 7. They're playing Milwaukee in the first round. I don't think Cleveland's catching Milwaukee. They're 2.5 back. I don't think they're going to catch Milwaukee. Or they lose to the Heat and they get the 8th seed.
I don't know, 2.5 behind. You could look.
After they have to play the Bulls or the Hawks. And then you're playing the Celtics. Celtics Sixers in the first round would be amazing. Bucks Sixers in the first round would be amazing. Either way,
I actually don't think Bucks Sixers. Is that a hot take? I don't think that's great. I think Bucks win.
You think they wax them?
Mm-hmm.
Think they wax them? It's still your big name teams.
Yeah.
Big name players. You're talking premier players in the league. just don't want Indiana fall into that spot because I don't care about Indiana and Milwaukee or Indiana and Boston.
Indiana's so fun to watch.
Yeah, they're
You
fine.
guys don't want Milwaukee and Indiana, the two teams that legitimately hate each other in a playoff series?
They do. That could be fun.
They
do hate each other. They ran off on the plug.
They hate
They
each
did
other.
run off on the plug with Giannis's basketball. They ran off on the plug.
It started with the in-season tournament when he
I
game
know.
timed him. That would be. That's the only rivalry in the NBA right now.
But I also
that?
think Miami playing Milwaukee because that's the team that knocked them out.
I don't want Milwaukee and Indiana to be a premier NBA rivalry.
People say the same thing about Memphis and whoever we play.
Forget the cities. Those two teams are good this year, and they legitimately dislike each other.
Yeah.
Like, there's no friendly handshakes after that game.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather see him play Miami.
I'd rather watch Jimmy Butler play anyone else.
Well, I'm just saying because there's Miami beat them last year,
Yeah,
and it got their coach fired.
Indiana beat them this year,
I hear you.
and they wanted to fight each other every time they see each other.
I hear you. I know.
That'd be the friendliest fight in
like the
NBA
Pacers.
history.
Are you being for real? Do you
Yeah.
not remember anything?
I do. That's
They ran
how
off on the
uninterested
plug.
I am. I don't want to see that series.
Cook, Bennett, cook.
It's not. That's just dumb.
Boring.
That's not cooking. Name something else that happened this
And the
NBA season that's fun.
Well, it's been a pretty tragic NBA season from my perspective, so nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you not want to see the one fun thing that's happened?
I don't want to see those two teams.
Well, you'd have to search to find it. It'd be on like the NBA TV alternate channel or something. I put it on there.
I
Milwaukee,
don't know why you guys are
Indiana.
shitting on these two teams that are better than us.
Well, well, first of all, they're better than us because our whole team's injured.
They're still better. It's still two of the best teams in the East.
By the way,
I don't know why you guys are
we beat
shitting on them.
Indiana.
I'm not.
And we beat Milwaukee.
Relax.
We beat both of them in this building.
Relax.
No, I think both as separate entities, fine, but like combined in a playoff series,
Because you're thinking of the teams, what, like historically? This year they're good.
I like Milwaukee. I'd love to see Dame make the finals.
I'd
would.
rather
I'd
see
like to see
Milwaukee
Dame
play
Lillard
anybody
make the
else in the
finals.
East.
Do what?
It's more about the Pacers.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm sorry.
Bro,
The
I'm the
Pacers
same
have
way.
good players. You guys are just
Can
turds.
I give you I should love him because he's friends with Brock Purdy. Like, because they went to college together. I do not care about Tyrese Halliburton.
Why?
I know he's good. I just don't like.
You guys sound like old men.
I am an old man.
I don't love teams that don't guard. I don't. I like, to me, like, you've got, like, play some teams. Like,
We don't
no,
guard.
they've gotten better. And I hate watching us.
There it is.
I don't enjoy watching us play
You guys just
basketball.
sound so grumpy.
It's not grumpy.
It is grumpy.
You can be an amazing offensive team. I just want you to also be really good defensively. Now, I need to watch them more. 'Cause I think Kevin O'Connor did a story about how they are developing an identity defensively. So I do need to watch them more to see like what this identity
Let
is.
me look where they are.
But I don't I don't know.
Dude, we just tried to break down that Grizz Magic game. Of course I'm grumpy, Kelsey.
Yeah.
It's been tough out here.
Indiana is 24th
Yeah, that's not.
defensive rating.
It's not great, Bob.
But they're first in points per game.
Congratulations.
Oh, you're right. I would much rather watch defensive matchup than watch two
I
teams
didn't
score the
say
shit
that.
out of the ball.
I didn't say that.
You guys are grumpy.
I did not say that.
Indiana
that
versus
is not
Milwaukee
what I said.
would be so
do not be fake news.
flipping fun.
Do not be fake news. Do not be fake news. I did not say that. That is not what I said. I just said I like my teams to play defense. I don't care if you score a lot. That's great that you score a lot.
That's fun.
I just
That's
want you
the
to
fun
also
part
be
of
a good
basketball.
defensive team.
The All-Star game isn't about defense. It's about just offense.
And
Go
it
play.
sucks. And
Recently,
it's
it does
terrible.
Yeah, they're canceling it.
It's terrible. There's a reason that we're changing rules
No,
now and
there's
going
a-
back to letting teams actually play defense
There's a
because
reason
it's
that a dunk is a highlight and like fucking I can't swear.
Whoa.
Guys, see, now I'm back. Now I need to go.
Now who's grumpy?
You guys have pissed me off.
Who's grumpy?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done talking.
In the
canceled.
Western Conference, The Oklahoma City Thunder.
get her
Oh
off the
my gosh,
screen.
you got canceled from 10 things. 10 things. 10 things. 10 things. Yeah. Okay. The Oklahoma City Thunder have the 1 seed in the West. They're a half game ahead of the Denver Nuggets, a full game ahead of the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Nuggets over the weekend. No Jamal Murray in that game.
You guys probably love the Timberwolves, right? Because their defense is so good.
I look at the Timberwolves. I think they can win the West. I think they give Denver the most problems because they have size.
It's my squad.
When I look at the Grizzlies and I say, looking at next season, and I'm like, when I look at the West and I say, what are the problems? Okay, what did the Lakers give you issues with? They're freaking huge and they beat you up. The Nuggets, they have size. The Timberwolves, they have size. That's what I look at, and I think with the Grizzlies, I'm like, dude, you need to get bigger. Like, you've got to find like big players that can be physical and can play with those guys. The Clippers, I don't know. They looked awesome for the longest time, and now it's like, And they've won 3 in a row, though.
One of the headlines on ESPN or somewhere today was, did the Clippers peak too early?
Right. Dallas, I'll say this. Dallas is at 5 and New Orleans is at 6. Dallas and New Orleans has played pretty good ball. I think if Minnesota stays at 3, look, you don't want to play Dallas because you don't want to play Luka. Like, you don't want to play against Luka. Like, he can single-handedly win it by himself, and Kyrie can hit shots too. And Dallas has won 7 in a row now. They're playing
I was going to
awesome
say,
ball.
it does feel like that they're just the kind of forgotten team in this whole Western Conference mix.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
New Orleans?
Dallas.
New Orleans,
I'm
too.
not scared of New Orleans.
Not scared of New Orleans. Zion's been playing better.
He has.
He's actually playing.
I'm not. I've never been scared of New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't
think
like any of their pieces.
I think the lack of a real, of a Mike Conley kind of point guard is going to, that's what will do them in the playoffs, is not having that kind of player. So I'm with you on that. Dallas probably is the team to watch. I don't think Phoenix gives up too many leads in the fourth quarter.
I'm not scared of Phoenix either.
We know what Sacramento is.
Well, Sacramento is without Malik Monk and Kevin Huerter now.
They are.
They're gonna drop.
Monk matters. Herter's done for the season. He had a.
I know, but it's still 2 of their main guys, 2 starters.
Monk matters because that's another dude. You were talking about Cole Anthony with the Magic. Monk even more so. That guy can come off the bench and score 25 like that.
Oh, he was in the running for 6th man of the year for sure.
Absolutely.
For
sure. Might have won it. Probably would have won it. If you're Oklahoma City, God, you don't want to play the Lakers. You don't. They're not going to beat the Lakers.
OKC's little.
They will not. They will not beat the Lakers. That series is 5 games. 6 if the Lakers let it go to 6.
Yeah, I think the Lakers.
If the Lakers let our series go to 6 games. If the Lakers wanted to end that in 5, they could have ended it in 5. They let it go to 6. If the Lakers want to beat the Thunder in 5, they'll beat them in 5.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about it last week. Playoff LeBron, he
LeBron
really
will
ratchets
play.
up the defense.
They're also
And
they're
if
freaking big.
Him on Shea, that's tough. Like in their first playoff series,
It's just any other guys. They're going to beat Chet up. They have nothing next to Chet. They're going to beat Oklahoma City up.
What's everyone's take on the Houston Warriors?
So the Warriors have a 2-game lead there.
Because Houston just won, 11 in a row. They lost last night.
I mean,
right?
the interesting is going to be Golden State and the Lakers in the play-in, and then Phoenix, Sacramento in the play-in.
they got an easy
The
schedule.
wild thing is that that dude in Phoenix is paying so much damn money for this team, and they have no chance at winning a championship. Their chance is if Booker and Durant average 40 a game.
I'm surprised that Warriors-Rockets game hadn't been flexed this week.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, because that's going to get spicy.
Yeah, big flex.
But they get the Jazz, they get the Blazers.
Great teams.
Yeah, so I think the Warriors are going to be okay there.
I think they are too.
I hope they're not.
They've played 74 games and they're 2
Houston.
games ahead. That is tough to blow a 2-game
so
lead.
does Houston gets those same teams.
That's
so.
tough to blow a
I don't
2-game lead when you got 8 games left. That's tough.
Houston.
I know you love Dylan.
No, I hate Golden State.
No. Why do you hate Golden State?
Dude, why is that game not flexed? That's going to be a huge game. I mean,
You
whoever
don't
wins that is
remember
probably
the
getting
threats
it.
that Golden State Warriors fans had at me a couple years ago?
Yeah. Oh.
They went bananas.
Yeah. No, they're crazy, but that's just a lot of fans. That's just Bay Area fans.
And
nuts.
And
they're
Draymond
nuts.
is the one player that I'm not like a massive fan of in the NBA.
I love Draymond. I can't wait to trade for him.
Honestly, you would.
I absolutely love Draymond Green. Yes,
He's going to get us over the hump.
Oh, I'd take him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'd take him. All right, that'll do it for the NBA portion in number 5. We're going to take a break. Come back. Kelsey's going to tell us what she watched while she was in Nashville. And then we're going to talk about the Marc Gasol documentary, which was amazing. And it's Marc Gasol week here in Memphis. We get to the women's tournament. We'll get to the NBA draft and the NFL draft and all that fun stuff. It's the Chris Vernon Show. I'm John Roser. Kelsey has to pee. And now I'm just going to make this. I'm just going to drag this on out. I'm going to drag it on out. Kelsey has to pee. We'll be back after this.
Gasol with 4 seconds for the win. Yes!
Marc is one of the more competitive people you'll meet.
Yeah, he lose. That willingness to go out and try to compete every day, not just wait for a game, not wait for a regular season game, not wait for a playoff game, but every day is what made Marc special.
He was a big part of that identity, right? And a big part of that's why the team was so successful, because they had that anchor in him.
The Grizzlies, to this day, wouldn't be the Grizzlies without the contribution of Marc Gasol.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Students, get back to the grind and cheer on your Memphis Grizzlies at FedEx Forum. Don't miss out on our exclusive student ticket program presented by Big River Steel. Get affordable tickets for all the major showdowns, including matchups against the Lakers, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, and more. Sign up today to get alerts about this exclusive deal at grizzlies.com/students.
We know there's only one team you want to watch, and Bally Sports is the place to get your Grizzlies. Experience the comebacks, the buzzer beaters, the can't-miss Memphis-made moments, live. Bally Sports keeps the grind going before and after the game, too, with Pete, Brevin, Fish, and Chris on Grizzlies Live. Watch Grizzlies basketball all season long with Bally Sports and streaming on the Bally Sports app. Bally Sports, home of the only team you want to watch.
Justin Timberlake. The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedEx Forum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets this Thursday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now. For more, hit up justintimberlake.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Vince Williams is going to go to All-Star Weekend. Now, what a great thing for him.
Kudos to Vince Williams Jr. You know, he was an injury replacement on the Panini Rising Stars. He'll get a chance to be part of the All-Star Weekend showcase.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
The minute you get into a brand new relationship, like magic, you know who really notices just how happy you are, guys? Other women, not your woman. Look how happy he is. I bet I can change that.
Friday, May 10th, FedEx Forum. Get your tickets now at fluffyguy.com. Don't miss a Memphis Don't Worry, Be Fluffy World Tour.
Gasol with 4 seconds for the win. Yes!
Marc is one of the more competitive people you'll meet.
He ain't losing. Their willingness to go out and try to compete every day, not just wait for a game, not wait for a regular season game, not wait for a playoff game, but every day is what made Marc special.
He was a big part of that identity, right? And a big part of that's why the team was so successful, because they had that anchor in him.
The Grizzlies, to this day, wouldn't be the Grizzlies without the contribution of Marc Gasol.
Life Care Ambulance is proud to be an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies and FedEx Forum. At Life Care, they wear their hearts with pride. Their passion is their people. They want you to love what you do and where you do it. Their employee-driven culture encourages a healthy work-life balance and supportive work environment. They invest in your success and well-being so that you can provide the best care for the patients that they serve. Join the incredible team of EMTs and paramedics in Memphis, Nashville, and across the nation today. Learn more at lifecareamb.com.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app, presented by Caesars Sportsbook. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
At the jungle, man, we at the mud. Like, keep it moving, man, we on the run. Hey, been the struggle, but we ain't done. Yeah, been the struggle, but we overcome. Hey, at the jungle, man, we at the mud. Like, keep it moving, man, we on the run. Hey, been the struggle, but we ain't done. Keep on swinging, never know when we gon' land right. Hit you with the left uppercut, say goodnight on the canvas. You not know who the man is. Everybody got a plan until the punch landed, you know? I'm a rose through the concrete, I've been through it. Here to beat up on the odds, boy, y'all been proving. All the doubt is wrong, let me go and call it out.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show, Grind City Media, John Roser, Bennett Doyle, Kelsey Wright Johnson. We're doing some 10 things. And first, I got to tell you about Caesars Sportsbook and the Caesars Sportsbook app. Download it. New users get up to $1,000 back as a bonus bet if you lose your first wager. Use the promo code GCM1000, GCM1000, GCM1000. New users, $1,000 back as a bonus bet if you lose your first wager. So our odds on the Final Four, we already went through these. Purdue is -9, -9.5, depending on where. And UConn is -11.5 against Alabama. Purdue -9 against NC State. Bennett, what did you say? Grizzlies Pistons tonight?
The last I saw was Pistons -1.5.
Well, let's see if we've had any movement. Might tell you where there's value for you bettors out there. Oh, we've had movement.
Where are we at?
2.5. 2. You can get it 2. You can still get it 2, but it's 2.5 at a couple shops.
I don't know, man. We haven't been bad on the road this year.
We've been better on the road than we have at home,
Yep.
That's for sure. What is our home? 8-28 at home, 16-22 on the road.
That's tough. That's tough.
That is tough. All right. Let's wrap this up. 10 things. Let's get to the rest of it.
There's your music.
10 things. 10 things in your brain. 10 things in the brain. 10 things, man. Yeah, I'm insane when I'm doing 10 things. All right. Number 6. What did you watch? Kelsey, tell us what you watched.
I didn't watch shit. I was traveling all weekend.
You didn't watch anything on a plane? Oh, you weren't on a plane. You went to Nashville.
Nope. I read a book.
Oh, what'd you read?
Well, I'm finishing the book.
Well, what are you reading?
The Britney Spears biography.
Oh,
or
okay.
autobiography. I talked about it
What's it
before.
called?
The Woman in Me.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I'm just in the... I'm almost done.
I'm not a girl.
I watched Judge Judy this morning.
Not yet.
I watched Judge Judy.
Woman.
I either watch Judge Judy or a crime doc when I'm like getting ready.
Yeah.
I watched Judge Judy this morning.
What did she do?
She's actually, you know, she has a new show.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, it's called Justice Judy, and her granddaughter is her like sidekick.
Her bailiff?
No, her sidekick. Her like bailiff. No, she's a judge herself.
We don't have 2 judges in the courtroom.
Well, she's not a judge. She's just like the sidekick. Like sometimes.
What does that mean? I thought the bailiff was the judge's sidekick.
No, the bailiff is the person who like tells people to stand up and like sit down.
Yeah, right.
They're not that
It's
important.
like your sidekick.
No, Sarah Ann or Sarah Rose. Like Judge Judy will be like, Sarah Rose, can you look up how much this 2001 car costs? And Sarah Rose will be like, sure. Or she'll be like, Sarah Rose, what's Cash App? And Sarah Rose will be like, oh. And then after each case.
So she's like a paralegal?
I guess, kind of. And then after the case, they'll go into her chambers. Like, after every single case, they both go back. And Sarah Ann's like, I didn't agree with why you said this because sometimes I use Cash App for this. And Judge Judy will be like, yeah, you're right, but that's what I thought, so.
She's still a hard ass.
Yeah.
Shout out to Judge Judy.
But I didn't watch anything new. I'm really
Okay.
sorry, everyone.
I know we're not supposed to, it's none of our business what people's net worths are, but I gotta look at this. Judge Judy's net worth is $440 million.
Does anyone like my ASMR right now?
Your what?
Can you hear me chewing?
Not really, no.
Really? I'll chew louder. Hold on.
Don't do that. We're on the air, Kelsey.
People like
Ben, did you watch
Cut the
anything?
mic. I did watch a couple things. I've been rewatching the Godzilla, the MonsterVerse movies because I want to go see Godzilla times Kong, the New Empire.
Okay. Give me the order of these movies.
Okay,
'cause
here's
I know
the
there's been
order.
a few of them.
Okay, here's the order of the MonsterVerse. So it started with the 2013 Godzilla movie that Gareth Edwards did. That had Bryan Cranston, Aaron.
That's the one. It's got like one of the greatest trailers of all time.
Yes.
The
Yeah, where
trailer's
they're coming down on the
yes, that
with the
trailer's
red stuff.
amazing.
It
yeah.
is. It is. That
The
scene's
trailer
cool.
is so good.
I like that movie. I think it's underrated. So it starts with that one. The second one was Kong Skull Island, which was great.
That movie's awesome.
Yeah,
I've
that
seen
movie's
Kong
awesome.
Skull Island.
And
It's
then,
great.
And then after that, it was Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was meh. And then
I saw it.
And then the first Godzilla versus Kong, which I thought was awesome. Remember that came out during COVID? Like
And nobody won.
Yeah, and now they're friends in this new movie. It's Godzilla. The new movie is Godzilla times Kong, the New Empire.
This is like.
And now they're friends. Okay.
So
this is like when LeBron leaves Cleveland for Miami.
Exactly. So this is like one of those movies when you go to Rotten Tomatoes. And
This is KD leaving Oklahoma City for the Warriors. Everybody, they just team up.
So I'm excited about this because these movies are fun. Like, the critics score 55%, audience score 92%.
Yeah.
So the audiences are loving it because it's a good time at theaters. That's what these movies are. You can't take them seriously.
Yeah. You're not going to this expecting to see like Citizen Kane or something.
No.
Yeah.
No, and there's also a TV series on Apple that like coincides with the MonsterVerse too. It's called Monarch. A Legacy of Monsters, something like that. Anyways, I've been watching that too. I also watched the new Disney animated film Wish with my family on Easter.
I've heard terrible things about it.
It was alright.
I have also heard bad things.
It was alright. Here's what I'll say about it. It had good music. It's got a nice soundtrack. The story is a little
Kelsey,
like
isn't that the one you talked about?
No, I've never seen it.
The story was a little tough to follow.
What?
Oh no, you talked about Wall-E.
Have you seen Wall-E?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
Kelsey hated it.
I came on here and just trashed
Of course
it.
she does.
I'm like, how are we having a movie with the main character can't even speak?
She loves the Pacers and hates Wall-E.
I didn't say I love the Pacers. I said I love the Pacers-Bucks rivalry. Period.
Boring.
And Wall-E, are you effing kidding me? Nothing happens for the first half an hour, and then he just goes, Eva, and then that's it. And then what? They hold hands, and your like heart's supposed to.
There
grow his
has to
eyes?
be more
My
to
heart
the movie
did melt.
than that. There has to be more to the movie.
There's
than
not.
that.
Wall-E is
so bad.
incredible. What a great movie.
It's
You are
literally
wrong.
so bad.
You'd probably love Wish.
What is Wish about? Like, what's the
So
story?
that's the thing. That's the thing about Wish is, the kids are like playing with their Easter stuff. We're moving in a new house, so like everything's crazy around our house, and we're just trying to have like a nice little like, family movie on in the background, and it's a little tough to follow. I'm gonna be honest. It's something about like a sorcerer is like taking people's wishes, but they don't know what their wishes are, and now they're trying to get their wishes back. It was a little tough to follow, but it's got a good soundtrack. It's got that nice. It's got some good songs.
What's the soundtrack?
It's y'all haven't heard the new songs. It's got the So I Make This Wish. Y'all haven't heard that song?
That sounds terrible.
Well,
Wish
is there anyone
soundtrack.
in? Like, is there
yeah,
anyone
it's
in?
why can't I think of her name? She hosted the Tony Awards. She was in West Side Story.
Ariana DeBose.
Yeah, she's the main voice.
I'm looking at the the soundtrack.
And Chris Pine's the bad guy.
Oh, I like Chris Pine.
Yeah. Listen, it's not bad. I need to give it a rewatch, but I wouldn't put it in my top tier of recent Disney animated movies.
What would you put in recent ones?
Ooh, we were talking about this last night. I'd say this was a few years back, but Big Hero 6, Moana's amazing. Moana's amazing.
Moana's great.
And Kanto's great.
That's
is that good enough for y'all?
Don't talk about Bruno.
That's right.
You know what that is?
That's right. It's got an elite soundtrack. It's got an elite soundtrack.
I'm up on game.
So that's what I watch.
That's all you watch. Cool.
And I watch a lot of basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I watch a lot of basketball. Number 7, Marc Gasol, Memphis made. I watched it. Shout out to Mike Blevins. This is awesome.
And the rest of the team.
And the rest of the GCM crew. Steph, Honeycutt. Respect.
You're being weird about it.
Sammy Sosa.
You're being weird.
You're weird. This was awesome. I have thoughts. Neither of you two watched it. Kelsey, you weren't here for this.
You don't have to call us out.
Bennett, your Memphis card is revoked until you do watch it. So,
yeah, I agree.
I thought
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Okay, so there's a couple things in it. One, it is cool because it really does start with Powell getting drafted, and it goes to draft night. When the team moved from Atlanta or from Vancouver to Memphis, they make that trade. They trade Sharif Abdurrahim, who was the best player for Vancouver. They trade him for Brevin Knight, Lorenzen Wright, the number 3 pick in the draft, which they used to take Pau Gasol. Shane Battier is also drafted number 6. And I believe if you go back to those NBA drafts, the team was moving to Memphis, but all the paperwork wasn't officially done yet. The lawyers hadn't, lawyers are always involved in this stuff. So David Stern, when he gets up there to announce these picks, well, I think he announced Pau Gasol drafted by the Atlanta Hawks at number 3, because the trade wasn't totally official yet. But Shane Battier's drafted at 6th, and they didn't show it. But I do believe, if you go back and watch it, David Stern does not say with the 6th pick the Memphis Grizzlies select Shane Battier. He says with the 6th pick the Grizzlies select, because the deal wasn't finalized yet. So technically they were just still without a home. But it takes you Marc Gasol growing up in Memphis, and it is crazy. They mentioned the one thing, he's driving around with his friends from Lausanne. They pulled up. He drove Powell's Escalade to Trezevant to go to a high school basketball game with some of his Lausanne friends. Jerry West kid, Johnny West is there. And I'm in high school at the same time Mark is here in Memphis.
Same.
And that Project Pat album, Mr. Don't Play, I mean, it is hard to explain now.
It was top.
What that album was when we were in high school. If you're a high school kid and you listen to rap, you had that album and it was in your CD player nonstop, the whole album. I mean, you played that album beginning to end. It was no skips for a Memphis rap album. So I thought some of the more interesting stuff too. Chris Wallace said drafting Hasheem Thabeet was a horrendous decision. He just flat out called it. For years and years, he would just say, "We made a mistake there." He would say, "Look, we made a mistake. We made the wrong choice. It happened. It happens. You mess up draft picks. It does happen." He said it was a horrendous decision. Oof. I did find funny, not really fun, but I was like, "Damn, Lionel." Interview Lionel and they're talking about that draft and going through the workouts and stuff. And Curry obviously comes up. And it is known Lionel wanted Steph Curry. Lionel wanted Curry. And he says Mr. Heisley did not feel or felt that Steph Curry was too skinny to play in the NBA. And I'm like, well, damn, man, Michael Heisley's not alive to defend himself here. I'm like, right. Damn, man. So we don't know if that's true or not. But we do know Lionel. That's been known that Lionel wanted Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That he wanted to put Curry and Mike Conley next to each other.
God, what a brutal decision that was.
The other thing on top of it, too, is they literally James Harden went right after the beat in that draft.
Dude,
James Harden did.
Now, Curry.
Harden worked out for the Grizzlies. Harden tanked his workout. Harden totally tanked his workout. I thought the other thing, and the documentary's about Marc Gasol, so that's what it's going to be about. But I was laughing at some of the themes with the they were their theme was like young and hungry back then, like that 08, 09. And they're at the 09 training camp when Lionel had taken over midway through the season before, and he's saying to these guys at the 09 training camp, and I think they're in Birmingham, Alabama for the training camp. And he's saying, we started the foundation last year of we're going to be a team that we compete. They brought in Zach Randolph now this season too. We're going to be a team that competes. And we had started that foundation last season after I took over. And this is the time where we're going to do it for a whole season. We're going to show what type of team we can be for the full season. And the whole narrative is we're a young team, but we're going to grow together. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, they're showing the video, and it's Lionel talking to the team in training camp. It's actual training camp footage. And I'm like, damn, man, that's Allen Iverson.
Answer the call.
I'm like, we totally skipping over the fact that Allen Iverson was on our team for about 2 weeks.
Man, never played a home game.
Never played a home game. Played a couple games on the road. Said my butt hurts from sitting on the bench to Rob Fisher after a game. And then they woke up one day and they're like, AI's gone. Fisher's like, what? Like, AI's gone? Like, what do you mean he's gone? Like, he's gone.
I have an autographed poster hanging in my house.
That's amazing.
The answer the call.
The Allen Iverson one day, Mike Blevins, if they ever let you do it, the Allen Iverson Memphis Grizzlies short tenure deserves its own documentary.
Oh, listen, to anyone out there, if you've never seen the opening press conference when he comes here, it is a must watch. I think it's on YouTube.
It is why fans are no longer allowed to ask questions at press conferences.
Literally that press conference.
It is that press
Literally
conference.
that press conference changed everything.
Some older gentlemen got the microphone. They allow fans to ask questions at these. They'd hold them in the grand lobby of the Forum.
Yeah. They gave AI a big blue guitar.
Gave him a big blue guitar. And a fan, this older gentleman said, he said, Bubba Chuck. And everybody's like, why is he saying Bubba Chuck? That's what they called Allen Iverson back in Virginia. They called him Bubba Chuck. He said, my son grew up playing ball with you back in wherever it was in Virginia that he's from. So my son grew up playing ball with you, Bubba Chuck. That's what they called you. And my son grew up playing ball with you, and he joined the military or the army or something.
I can't remember.
He's like,
he's
in the
story,
army fighting in Iraq or Afghanistan or something, and he came back and he killed himself. And everybody's like, what? And Allen Iverson's like, okay.
It was,
And it is like,
it was. I can remember because.
What was the question?
What the question is?
No, it's just a statement.
He just wanted to tell Allen Iverson that.
That's really sad.
So that's why fans are not allowed to ask questions anymore.
I can remember y'all carrying the press conference live on radio.
I was doing.
And that
Gary was on
happened,
the air,
and I can remember Vernon going, "What?"
and Parrish goes, "Jesus." I mean, like it was.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's something. So anyway, fans are not allowed to ask questions. I thought. Also, Mark was, because of how it ended here, his time with the Grizzlies, they do go over the Fizdale relationship a little bit, and basically Fizdale didn't sit down for this, but it was basically like they had differences and they never got on the same page. The communication was off between them. JB Bickerstaff is saying, I'm basically the middleman between these two. I'm basically the middleman. And then even as being a leader, Mark and Mike were never on board and never happy about Tony and Zach being gone, being let go, being allowed to leave in free agency. They were never cool with it. They were never happy about it. Mark is just one who's more vocal about it. Mike isn't going to be vocal about it. But they were never cool with it. And Mark, even he mentions in it how he's like, I look back at it and how I handled that transition. He goes, I absolutely could have been a way better leader than I was. I could have been. Like I know I could have been, but it wouldn't be here. His guys weren't here. Like the bond that those four guys have, Zebo, Mark, Tony, and Mike. It's hard to describe unless you were really around for it as a fan. It's why no matter what, even if this team ever wins a championship, like that, those Grizzlies teams will always be my favorite. They're always going to be my favorite teams.
Well, and it also coincided with the city, like
they brought the
falling
city
in
to
love
the
with
Grizzlies. The team had never won a playoff game. They never won a playoff game.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, dude. They have sit downs. They've got Conley, Gasol, Ta, Zebo, Lionel, Chris Wallace, but Kevin Durant's in it. oh God, who else is in it? Kevin Durant's in it. Danny Green's in it. They have sit downs with Hubie Brown's in it. They got Hubie. By the way, Hubie's like 90 years old and still like sharp as ever.
No.
So shout out
Crazy.
to Hubie Brown. Yeah, shout out to Hubie Brown. But no, they sit down and talk with a lot of different people. Mark's parents or Mark's dad, coaches, former high school teammates. I mean, there's a lot of people they sit down with. It is God knows how much the work that entire crew down there put into that. How many hours, weeks, months it took. But I mean, they did an amazing job. Marc Gasol, Memphis Made. It's on YouTube.
It's if you just go to Memphis Grizzlies on YouTube, it should be like the first
Yeah,
thing that pops up.
it'll be the first thing there. On my TV, like, because I'm just logged into YouTube on my television, I didn't have to search for it. It was just there in my like recommended videos because.
Well, if you're not Roser, you just go to Memphis Grizzlies, and it's literally the first video that'll pop up.
But yes,
so it'll be right
absolutely watch it. Number 8, the women's tournament. Kelsey, talk to me, girlfriend.
Well, first of all, that's a little insulting to just come to me for women.
Well, you watched the women's tournament, and I have not.
I watched the women's tournament.
Yeah,
Then Bennett,
that's what I'm trying
you
to say.
tell me about the women's
Here,
tournament.
throw it over to me. I'll take care of this.
Bennett Doyle,
I'm kidding.
NCAA women's tournament.
I'm kidding.
Tell me about it,
No,
girlfriend.
I see her pulling up her notes. No.
I don't have notes.
Yeah, no, it's all you.
I didn't
Bennett.
pull up anything.
I
I
got
didn't
Bennett,
watch it. I'm a
tell me
woman.
about the
I don't
women's
just
tournament,
watch women's
girlfriend.
basketball.
So I called him girlfriend too.
It's a big.
No,
It's actually a big doubleheader tonight. It's,
Oh, I know. It's Iowa. We get Caitlin Clark against Angel Reese.
That's the first game. Second game's UConn USC. So you get Juju and who's the Paige Beckers for
Paige
UConn?
Beckers.
Yeah. So you got some star power tonight in these Elite Eight matchups. And we talked a lot today about that Kim Mulkey piece came out this weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I saw like a.
She's not happy about it, obviously.
Okay, so
She wasn't happy about it before it even started, though.
So here's the thing: is it's not even.
It's not that bad?
No, it's not a hit piece. They're not It's telling her story. But here's why I think she didn't want it to come out. She is estranged from her dad. This is a big part of it. They haven't talked in 40 years, and she grew up on a farm, and they had the basketball court, and her dad kind of taught her anyways, her parents got a divorce, and she sided with the mom. Hadn't talked to her dad in 40 years. I think she probably didn't want that information out there.
Yeah, I get that.
She's had.
You think that's the information she didn't want out, and not that she treats gay players differently?
But was that a big? You're thinking of the. Are you thinking of the LA Times article or the Washington Post? Because there's two different.
I think maybe LA Times.
So that's the one that everybody's kind of trashing.
Yeah.
The one that she got out in front of
Was Washington.
was
the Washington Post.
Yeah, and called out the guy and
But
everything.
she didn't know what they were publishing. She said, whatever it is, I'm suing.
Yeah, well, and I mean, they had come to her to try to get her to talk. I don't know. Anyways, that's kind of overshadowed this a little bit. And Gary asked me, he was like, do you think
the LA Times one is a bit harsh in there? Like some of the things that writer said.
No,
talking
everybody
about
agrees,
her players, it's like, yo, you don't know those kids.
I think
like,
everyone agrees that one's a little
describing them
much,
as that way, like
Yeah,
that's.
but they also had interviews from players.
No,
talking
the
about
the LA Times one is basically like why you should root against LSU. It's because they're evil. It basically calls talking about the players too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that's.
Anyways, these stories kind of, are overshadowing this big matchup a little bit. But
Go LSU. I hope they win it all. Just to get people more pissed off.
Angel Reese also spoke to media yesterday about, and because you just don't get this on the men's side, and I think it's such a double standard about the rivalry between her and Caitlin Clark. And she went on record and she said, we don't hate each other.
Yeah.
It's just when we're in the lines, there's no friends. Like, that's what you guys are seeing, but there's no hate between them. Because I think they have been, pitted against each other since last year with
right.
And you just don't see that in men's basketball, which is crazy. But no, she went out and said, there's no bad blood between us. It's going to be a good game. You get literally the 4 biggest stars in women's basketball tonight playing.
Shout out Angel Reese. Who is South Carolina's star? Or are they just all awesome?
Juju?
No, South Carolina.
Oh.
USC has Juju. I
Yeah.
know. She's in a freaking commercial with Joel Embiid and Jalen Brunson.
South Carolina? Yeah, I guess everyone's good.
They just have an awesome team. They're all just awesome. Because
good.
I do think about that. Like, I know Angel Reese, I know Clayton Clark, I know Juju, I know Paige Beckers, but it's like I never hear about individual players on South Carolina, so they're just all awesome.
You got a great coach.
I think everyone's just good.
I think it's cool though that this landed where it did, where it's coming off, a big weekend of the men's tournament and everybody's talking, and the women's tournament for that matter. But everybody's kind of got college hoops on their mind, and this is the biggest thing going tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's not really any competition against this game tonight. It's this.
There's Grizzlies Pistons.
Yeah, that's right.
Bennett, someone in the chat said that she put the fact that she was estranged from her dad in her own book.
Well, I was gonna keep going. It's not just that. It's her former school president with what was the
Baylor?
No, not Baylor. Louisiana. Maybe it's Louisiana Lafayette or Louisiana
Whatever,
Tech.
before Baylor.
One of those schools. When she was an assistant there, and the coach left, they wanted to promote her to the head coach.
Louisiana Tech?
Yeah, and she wanted a 5-year deal. They offered her a 3-year deal, and she said no, turned it down. She went to Baylor. The rest is history. Hasn't talked to that president again since that all went down. A former.
I love a petty queen.
Well, no. Hang on.
Is she a
It's a little
Capricorn?
worse though,
Hold on.
because there's a former player who played for Baylor who was gay and came back for some celebration, I guess, of that championship team or something like that. And they got a quote from her. Came back and went up to, I guess they had a falling out, her and Kim Mulkey. And anyways, she came back for this big event, went up to Kim Mulkey and said, "Hey, coach, how you doing?" And said Mulkey just stared right through her and walked away.
So can I just?
Yeah.
Because I'm a Zodiac girl. She's a Taurus. You know the thing that Tauruses are known for?
What?
I'm going to read it to you. The strong sense of loyalty can make it difficult for them to forgive and forget. Taurus folks may hold on to grudges because of their commitment to their principles and what they think is fair. She is, boom, that's her.
She's a Ford. Taurus.
Yeah, she's not
She's a Ford Taurus.
messing around.
Yeah.
I actually, honestly, I don't hate that. If someone does me wrong, I can forget they exist. Bye. She's like that too.
There is a, what is it?
Now, the other things that I read about her.
Let me see if this is the,
There's definitely some bad out there.
There's some
but
bad.
I agree.
There's
Respect.
some bad out
Yep.
there. There's some very bad out there.
There is, I think it's NBA. They do, I think it's for the NBA. There's like a Zodiac thing where, like, when trades are made in the NBA, or maybe it's the NFL.
I do that all the time.
And
I'm
they
like,
look at what they are, and they're like,
Yeah.
this is going to end up being a good trade because they are this and they are this, and those mesh well together, and that's why this is going to
they
work
did
out.
that with Milwaukee. They were like, "Oh, Dame's a Cancer. He's gonna fit right
no,
in."
that's there's an account
They're like,
that
he's
does
a
all
sweet
that.
soul. Don't worry, he's gonna be fine with Giannis.
Oh. Yeah, so women's tournament. Two
Tonight-
more Final Four.
tonight
I think
I-
Iowa gets revenge.
I go LSU.
Tonight is probably the biggest.
I
night.
like Angel Reese. They talk ish, don't they? They talk a lot of ish.
in women's college basketball history.
Tonight's the biggest?
I truly believe that.
Really?
You have 4 of them.
And you got the stage, right? Like, this is the biggest thing going
How
in sports
can they
tonight.
have that on the same night as Grizzlies Pistons?
It is kind of messed up.
What?
Yeah, the Grizzlies. Let's reschedule. Let's reschedule.
The Final Four.
How dare the NBA schedule Grizzlies Pistons on the same night?
I don't want to do Kelsey's keys. I want to be watching these 2 games. I can tell you Kelsey's keys right now, and then we can just get it over with.
You could look at a box score and probably make them up. Number 9. Okay, I'm going to go through some of these NBA draft prospects that we've seen in the tournament, and then the NFL draft. So the NFL draft is later this month. I'm just going to tell you this is. You look at player rankings and then you look at the mock drafts, and it just appears to me Brock Bowers is going to go way lower than he should. Brock Bowers, there will not be, I think he's the highest I've seen him on mocks is I've seen him at 10 on a couple, but usually most of them I've seen him, it's like between 12 and 22. I'm telling you, there are not going to be 10 players in this NFL draft that are better than Brock Bowers. They will not be. If you get Brock Bowers anytime after the 10th pick, you are doing amazing. In fact, I probably think Brock Bowers is one of the 5 best players in this entire draft. This guy is freaking Kittle, Gronk, Kelsey, Antonio Gates all rolled into one.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's That's a lot.
He is freaking awesome.
I don't know about
Brock
that, but I
Bowers
agree
is
he's
awesome. He is awesome. I am team Brock Bowers. Caleb Williams is going to go number 1. I think Caleb Williams is going to be awesome. I have finally settled on that. I think he's going to be awesome. As somebody said, if Chicago fans are upset about Caleb Williams wearing fingernail polish or whatever and wearing a dress, keep in mind you won 3 titles with Dennis Rodman on your team. So, who was wearing a dress everywhere also and wore a wedding dress to sign books. So, while, yes, I will continue to send text messages and goof to Kelsey about Caleb Williams wearing fingernail polish and wearing a dress, and yes, I think it's a little weird. Not something I'm going to do.
It's not really that weird these days.
But I don't think it doesn't mean Caleb Williams is going to be good.
It's a West Coast thing.
I think Caleb Williams is going to be really, really good.
Shout out Caleb Williams.
I think Jaden Daniels freaks me out. I think he's awesome, but I think he may get somebody fired because this dude runs headfirst into the line of scrimmage and tries to jump over people in the NFL. And you're going to get killed as a 170-pound quarterback in the NFL trying to do that. So, yeah, there are my thoughts right there on the NFL draft. Drake May, I don't know. I like him, but I don't know. And then who's the other quarterback? J.J. McCarthy.
Yep.
Man, they all like McCarthy. All these scouts like McCarthy, and it is one of those, man, is he better than we think he is?
You think Vikings?
Because that's just not how Michigan plays football. It's not how they play. But if you do let him do more, can he do it? The kid can throw the ball. Minnesota, it's a possibility. That coach is really good in Minnesota. O'Connell, that guy's really good. So, yeah. And if it's not him, then they've got Sam Darnold. They signed Sammy D. Now for the NBA draft. The prospects we are seeing in the NCAA tournament. I get asked about this daily. Who do you want? Who do you want?
By who?
I can tell you. I have friends that freaking text me about it. I was a friend yesterday. He's asking, who do we need? Who do you like? Who do you like? Who? My friend Kevin yesterday.
Kevin?
Him and his wife were asking me.
Kevin and his wife?
Yeah, were asking me. You can have all of them. I don't like any of them.
Oh,
I don't.
I didn't expect this.
I don't.
I did
none
not
of them.
expect
I'm trying to
this.
win now. I don't like. I'm cool, but if you're asking me if I think which one of these guys are like awesome, I don't know. I don't think any of them are that awesome. I don't think Klingon is as good as you think he is. I think Klingon max career, if his career is the best it can be, I see Chris Kaman.
Which actually wouldn't be that
Is this like a
necessarily
hot take,
that
Well,
bad.
I'm saying, no. Chris Kaman was a good player who had a long
Did you
career.
see this in a tweet somewhere?
But I think people, no. I made that comp up on my own.
You picked him up.
I picked Chris Kaman.
Out of your butt.
Big white guy. Yeah, I was talking to Jessica about it this morning. I was like, okay, so I look at it this way. There is a player in the NBA right now who's been in the league for a couple seasons who I would tell you is a better prospect than anybody in this draft. And I know it's been said, G.G. Jackson, if he's in this draft, he probably goes number 1. There's a guy who no doubt would go number 1 if he's in this draft.
John Morant.
And you look at him 3 years down the road. Look at him what he's been a couple years into the league. He's solid. He is not awesome. He's not amazing. Jabari Smith Jr. Jabari Smith Jr. would go number 1 over all of these guys. All of them he would. He's a better level of prospect than these guys. Jabari Smith Jr. is not amazing in the NBA yet. He's a good player. He is. He's good. But he's not awesome. I watch all these guys play, and I don't think any of them are as good as Jabari Smith was. I think the Shannon kid at Illinois is good. Klingon's good. I think he's slow. I think Edie's slow.
But I mean,
I think they can both play, but like I'm not drafting Klingon and starting him next to Jaren Jackson Jr. next year. I'm not doing that.
I think I agree.
Whoever we draft, we're going to draft a center. Dude, I am not starting a rookie center next to Jaren Jackson Jr. next year.
But I mean,
if
you end up getting like 7 and you can get a Connect or a Klingon, which I don't think he'd fall to 7.
I don't love Connect either.
Wouldn't you feel good about that? You wouldn't feel good about that?
I would. If you're drafting him at
Dillingham.
7, I'm trading down. Dillingham's an athlete.
That's who that's who the NBA has
Yeah,
projected
Dillingham.
right now. But again, we need another 6'3" kid.
I mean, exactly. He's not going to play.
I love it. Like if we had a late draft pick,
Just
I
trade
love
down.
the idea of Edie. Late.
Who?
He's not going to go late.
Who?
Edie's not going to go late.
He's not going to go
Zach
lottery.
Edey.
He's not going to go lottery. Do you think he's a lottery pick?
He could.
Just because of what he's doing
It's
right
possible.
now.
They have him here at 33.
Yeah, there's another one that had him like in the lottery, that had him like late lottery or
The
like
problem
right
is,
outside.
You made this point.
All it takes is one team.
You made this point of the last game is we want to run, and I don't think he's going to be able to run with us.
Yeah.
But the other problem is, dude, we need to be able to play half-court basketball. That's been our biggest. Like, the playoffs, it becomes half-court basketball, and we suck in the half-court.
But also, like, I don't know if you draft with the idea of changing to play how other people change, or if
No.
you draft to
I'm with
play
no.
how, like,
We play how we
is
play.
so fast.
Yes,
like,
we
use
play.
that as your advantage.
I'm with you. We play how we play. I also think here's another issue. As long as Ja Morant's your point guard, okay, you got one non-shooter on the court right there.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to put another one out there? Like, you need guy. If you're gonna have Ja out there, Ja is not. They don't respect the shot. They go under the screens because you know what happens if you go over the screen on
gotten
Ja.
better.
He has gotten better. He has.
But he
And
also just had surgery on his shooting arm.
Right.
Yeah.
And you hope he continues to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You hope he does. But yes, he hadn't been able to shoot a ball in forever. So, but you hope he does continue to get better with it. But as of right now, teams do not respect Ja's shot. You're going to have another guy out there that can't shoot. Like, it's tough. I just say, you're trying to win right now. Dude, you're not starting a rookie center next to Jaren Jackson
Is there
Jr.
anybody you would want to see on the hustle?
Zach Edey. 100%. If I'm just talking
Get your
for the
season
hustle, yes. Zach Edey. And bring Lofton back. Let's go.
Man, that'd be a squad,
Let's
dude.
get Edey and Lofton
Yeah.
back. And let's go. I am here for that.
Yep.
So, yeah, these guys that I've seen, I don't know if I'm drafting any of these guys and be like, all right, you're going to go play a lot next year. Like, nah, probably not. Like, we got Ja, we got Desmond Bain, we got Marcus Smart. We've got Vince Williams. We've got Gigi Jackson. We got Jaren. We got Brandon Clark. Like, dude, like, how is rookie's going to play? Like, I don't think you're really going to play that much.
I do think
Raby has been a little bit better. We'll see. Zaire back. We'll see. Now, look, they're going to make deals in the offseason, so we'll see what the roster looks like to start next year. But my definitive one is people are like, Donovan Clingan. Cool. You want to draft him? That's totally cool. Probably will be a fine player. I'm not drafting him to start him next to Jaren Jackson Jr.
Brozer is not drafting him.
No, go get Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson, Draymond Green,
I'm
like
with
whatever.
You.
Go
I
get somebody
don't want
like
our starting
go
center to
get
be a rookie. I'm with you.
Yes, go get a real
or
starting center.
forward, whatever, to be a
If
rookie.
you want
I
to
agree.
have if you don't want to play Jaren at the 5 and you want a real starting center, then go get a real starting center. Don't draft one to play next to him right away. If you want to draft one to learn and do that over the years, so that's fine too. And I'm not saying Clingan's not going to be good. I'm not saying Edey's not going to be good. I'm not saying Terrence Shannon or Dillingham. I'm not saying they're not going to be good players. I'm just saying I watch them. I'm like, yeah, they're cool. Like, I don't.
We're with you. Ja was an impact player day one. Changed the franchise.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
no
they don't jump
franchise
out
player.
at you when you watch. They don't jump out at me like, man, that dude's a future all-star. That guy's going to be awesome. Like, I don't know. Maybe.
Gotcha.
So that's where I am on that.
So wish me luck when I start my draft coverage, because
Look, mock drafts are going to be wild this year because they
we do a mock draft every year.
Yeah, I know,
So
but there's
I'm just saying, like, good luck to me.
Well,
Everyone's going to be all
you
over the
go
place.
through the order and you talk to somebody just like you do for your game day updates. Is your game day update ready now?
It is up already. Go on Twitter.
You think I'm watching the women's Final Four? I am watching Kelsey's game day update to
damn
get
right.
me ready for
With
Pistons
Omari
Grizzlies
Sankofa
tonight.
II.
Omari, how's he doing?
He's good. He's coming to town for the first
Shout
time in
out
like
Omari.
a year and a half.
Oh, I got
on
to say what's
Friday.
up to Omari.
We loved Omari.
Last time I saw him was All-Star in Chicago right before the league shut
There you
down with
go.
COVID.
It was a while.
We saw each other in the airport in O'Hare. We both, I guess, landed around the same time or whatever.
Well, you could see him today on Grind City Media
on
YouTube.
Grind City Media YouTube. And after you watch that, watch Marc Gasol, Memphis Made.
Go to
Then-
Memphis Grizzlies YouTube.
Yeah, then
or you can
watch-
watch the panel on Grind City Media with Blevins, Jessica, Chris, and Chris.
And then watch the Final Four.
And then-
Women's Final Four while you watch the Grizzlies Pistons.
And then watch Wish on Disney Plus.
And it's the Monday Night
I know,
Raw.
that doesn't come
By the way, this is number 10 tonight. We're telling you what you do tonight. Monday Night Raw, the Raw before WrestleMania.
And the Bloodline's coming to Raw tonight.
Bloodlines. Where is Raw tonight? What city are they in?
They are in
Baltimore.
Brooklyn, maybe? No. I want to say Brooklyn.
What is today?
I
April
could be
1st?
totally wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say they're at Barclays, bro.
Do you guys do?
They are.
April-
They're in Brooklyn.
Do
Yeah.
you guys do April Fool's stuff? Like, did you do anything to your kids this morning?
No, I didn't. I was gonna do something, but then I was like, I don't like April Fools. I'm ready to cancel that as a country.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't
Fool's
want the
stinks.
anxiety.
One of my friends.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind.
April Fool's
No, let's
stinks.
hear it. What?
One of my friend's brothers got murdered on April Fool's.
Holy crap.
Over an April Fool's
Hit
joke?
the out music,
Huh?
Bennett.
Over an April Fool's joke?
Just like.
Just like
All
a
right.
coincidence. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's going to do it for today's show.
Okay.
My God.
Yikes.
I'm sorry, though.
Yeah,
That's
no, it
terrible.
On that note,
yeah, it's
It
terrible.
happened when I was in like grade 5, so like April Fool's just hasn't been the same.
Yeah, we hope we entertained you out there. Chris will be back tomorrow. Tony Allen will be in here.
Give us a like
Yeah, give us
Put
a
a thumbs
like.
up.
Give us a like and a follow.
and a subscribe.
And a subscribe button.
If you're not subscribed already,
hit that
it'd be
subscribe button on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Oh,
Hit that subscribe button on Stitcher. What the hell is Stitcher? What is that?
I never heard of Stitcher.
I've had people be like, hey, is your podcast available on Stitcher? I'm like, I don't even know what
Get a
that
real
is.
podcast platform.
I'm like, just download Spotify or have one.
I know.
That's not hard.
I know. Someone
Phone
asked me
comes
if
with
we were on
Apple.
Amazon Music. I was like, I don't know.
I'm like, first of all, if you have an iPhone, you have the
you
Apple
have podcasts,
Podcast
yeah.
app. Which, by the way, Apple Podcasts, y'all got to do better. Spotify, way better for podcasts.
Oh, I'm really good for. I like Apple better.
Not for podcasts.
Yeah.
For music, I like Apple Music better.
Anyway, I'm not here on Thursday. I really.
Kelsey's not here on
I'm sorry to
Thursday. She's
everyone.
going to speak to children.
Yeah, but
College
I'm going to be
students.
with Bennett later, right?
Yes.
College students. Thank you to Jalen downstairs, our
Yes.
technical director.
I didn't hear what you said.
Yes.
Sorry.
I said, am I going
Jalen,
to be with you later this week?
Oh, yeah, you're going to host the GP show
There
this
we
week?
go.
Nice.
our TD, top dog, Jalen, technical director.
Shout out.
Shout out to our
Kelsey.
music selection.
Yeah. Kelsey,
What?
love you. Thank you.
I love you too,
Appreciate
Rosie.
you. Bennett,
Go
love
storm
you.
the Capitol.
Thank
Love
you.
you, bro. Yeah.
Appreciate you. Everybody out there.
it raining?
Hope you have it's not supposed to rain until tomorrow. Everybody out there, hope you have a wonderful and safe day. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.